Hello and welcome to another edition of the Hurry Up, the first one of the year. So happy New Year! This is the last time we can say this. I think I've got a limit now for this week only for Happy New Year's. I don't know about you guys, but I'm here with my homies, friends, pals, amigos. Start off with Sam Morgan. How are you? And Happy New Year to you. Last time I'm saying this to you. In
Yeah,
particular.
happy New Year to you, mate, and happy New Year to the guys. Yeah, it's been a good start to the new year.
George, how are you, sir?
Been better, Colts didn't. I know I see you there, Sam. Colts didn't do what I wanted them to do, but hey, it's a new year, so it's all good.
Yeah, there's a lot of big talk before, so don't worry. I don't think I've forgotten about that. Chris from NFL End Zone, how are you, sir? And Happy New Year to you. Sorry, George, Happy New Year to you as well.
Nah, it's all good.
Thanks for having me back. Yeah, Happy New Year to everyone except George.
Now, Chris has come on and looks like the world's most interesting man, the most classiest man when when you're having drinking martini.
Mate, I'm chilling.
I
live a madman kind of life. Just come
There's
home,
me drinking out of this silver tankard.
My home is my castle. It's the castle of a 16th century French king.
You know what? That's it. Next time I'm gonna do my I'll do the show from somewhere else so I can start competing.
Upgrade,
as soon as it gets warmer, that's it. I'm gonna come out of this bunker that I'm stuck in and go from there. But there's lots and lots of stuff that we've actually got to go through. I'm so eager to be able to go through this first Antonio Brown saga. I'm going to see what you guys think. So, right, stop me if I am wrong. I'm going to go through the timeline of events that's happened. So,
surely not the whole timeline, because we've
the whole entire timeline. We could be here for all day. And this is including this minute now.
Antonio Brown controversies go back so far.
I don't think I've forgotten what you said about him the last time, and actually it's maybe reigning true.
There you go.
So
there you go.
Right, okay. So let's just a quick update. So he, Antonio Brown, was on the sideline on the second quarter of the game against the New York Jets at City. Whatever. Anyway, at the Jets' home ground. Now he got into
mate. That's your home ground as well.
Well, we are not definitely. Even though I'm wearing a shirt, I'm not talking about the Giants in any form of way. This is any Giants fans. You might as well just click off, because I'm not talking about the Giants in any form of way. If you just don't want to hear
each other this week for an absolute trash game.
We will actually go through that. Actually, don't worry about that. Yeah, we have to at least win one game to cover this damn stupid season. Don't worry, we're going to be talking about your team in particular, and you know why. So, Antonio Brown sideline against the Jets. He got into some type of altercation. First of all, there's a little argument or to and fro with Tom Brady. Then it was with Mike Evans and someone else. I can't remember who it was. Talking him down, trying to tell him not to do whatever he's about to do. Obviously, we're looking at this through fan cams at the time, and then obviously some of the cameras caught this, where he proceeded to, after Mike Evans just literally he just gave up. And Mike Evans is apparently is really really like a nice guy, and if he just gives up on you, then pretty much there's no going back. So then Antonio Brown decided to take off his pads and his jersey, and then take off his vest for some reason at all. Then he threw it into the crowd, started to do star jumps on the way to the exit, threw his gloves on as well. And then also, walked off the field holding the peace sign whilst the game was actually still going on. So then, obviously, Bruce Arians said he's no longer part of the Bucks anymore. Tom Brady did the hearts and flowers stuff that he does. He's very media trained to do. So he's caring and loving, and I wish everyone well, all that stuff. And then, so we move on to now. Antonio Brown starting to post receipts. Obviously he put out a statement. I'm very sure it's not written by himself, or so he happened to be in the room, but he definitely didn't write that. It's lawyer talk there with this long ass statement that he put, that he's saying he was injured, he's been forced to be able to play, and he got cut on the field, and that's why he decided to leave. Then obviously everyone didn't believe him, and everyone thinks he's just pretty much everyone's thinking he's lying. But then he actually posted receipts of text message, screenshots of text message exchanges with Bruce Arians. And then he also throws Tom Brady under the bus after Tom Brady's been looking after him for such a long time. And then, Sam, you've got something that's just literally happened. So we're just up to date.
Yeah, so obviously the Bucks have now put their statement out. And it says obviously that they've terminated. And it said, while Antonio did receive treatment on his ankle and was listed on the injury report the week leading up to the last Sunday's game, he was cleared to play by our medical team prior to the start of the game. And at no point during the game did he indicate to our medical personnel that he could not play. We have attempted multiple times throughout this week to schedule an evaluation by an outside orthopedic specialist, yet Antonio has not complied. Maintaining the health, wellness of other players is our utmost importance of our organisation, which sounds like another robotic statement from both sides.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, before I pass it to you guys, you know, both sides, you know, from an outsider's point of view, just seem like they're just both scumbags. You know, to me, and I don't feel sorry for the Bucks in any form of way. You knew what he was getting. You got your Super Bowl. You rinsed that man dry, and now you're getting the repercussions of it. So, start off with George. George, what is your take on this whole saga? Who are you siding with? And you know, if there is anyone to blame, who's to blame?
You know what? I'm a little bit torn because at first my initial response was AB is going to do AB, and here he goes again. Although I did want to see what was going to come from it, and obviously now we know what's come from it. But like you say, the Bucks response to me, it just seems a bit tit for tat. It just seems like they're going back at each other like in a school playground. If AB's got screenshots of what was said, and then Bucks are coming out and saying, "Well, you were cleared to play, and you didn't listen to us in terms of the external orthopedic, and it's all your fault," and coach told them on the sideline, "Well, if you're not going to play, basically get lost." I'm sure he didn't mean it in that fashion. I don't know. I'm finding it difficult because AB has his history, like Chris has mentioned, and a lot of people want to side with that side of things. You know, he's when he wants to flip the switch, he can flip the switch. There's the other load of talk about the incentives, and I don't think the incentives have anything to do with it. He needed a few more catches, a touchdown, and so many yards to cash in. But I don't really think that's the issue here because the guy's got money. Let's be honest. It's not about that. I don't know. I'm actually quite torn. I don't know what side to take, and I almost feel like I want to side with AB on this particular matter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here backing the guy. Like, he's got his issues. Clearly, he knows that, and we know that. But just the way like the Bucks are coming out, from the way coach completely shut it down in the press conference to what AB is saying and the screenshots and the receipts, I'm quite confused. What do you guys think?
So Chris, get in there.
I mean, I think it's a very nice coincidence that on the same day he started releasing new music. I think
I forgot to add that bit.
The fact that we're all talking about him is exactly what he wants to happen, because this is happening in NFL podcasts and talk shows around the country. He's getting exposure, he's getting publicity. You know, he's using it to his advantage. Like,
so
the longer he drags this out, the more he stays in the headlines, the more clicks he gets on his music. I don't know if any of you ever listened to Antonio Brown's music.
No.
Obviously, I have, out of pure interest. And there is one particular song, his biggest hit, probably got about 612 views on YouTube, called Whole Lot of Money. Check it out. Check it out.
Okay. This guy, AB.
Right,
I mean,
but
I saw that there was someone tweeted, and a couple of people copied it and also tweeted that they think that he'll fight a Paul brother before the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
And that I would put money on for sure.
I could see that.
Yeah.
So you're on the Bucks side, if anything, or what's your view on the Bucks side?
Well, I mean, I think football, everyone knows people play injured and stuff, and I think that if you're going to do, star jumps off a pitch, maybe you're not as injured as you say. I don't know, but I think it's publicity stunt.
Yeah, Sam, I'll let you go before.
I think there's two parts to look at this. As I say, that now having seen the statement from the Bucks, the Bucks have not actually addressed a lot of the information, a lot of the points that AB put out. So one, the coach saying that he put his thumb to his throat, saying you're done. They haven't addressed that. Mm-hmm. They haven't addressed the painkiller situation. Now, listen, what they've said about that painkiller, you won't just be able to do star jumps. You could probably do somersaults and go for a marathon on it. So I kind of feel like there's a few parts of this they haven't addressed. And I think they know they couldn't do that because he does have these sort of screenshots of these messages. So I see two sides to it. If it was any other player, it would probably get on the wraps and they'd probably go on and they'd like fear for their career and just play the game and they'll do whatever the organisation and the coach says. I think AB at this time has just gone, what's the point? I've got a hell of a lot of money or whatever that title is of his tune.
A whole lot of money.
Yeah, he doesn't.
So he does. He just says that over and over again.
He doesn't need to go out and obviously risk his body then, like long-term body for this cash. And maybe it is sort of part of publicity, but I don't think this will be the end of him in the NFL. If I'm honest, I think someone will still pick him up. He's still a talented wide receiver for me, and I think that they probably just pushed the wrong too many buttons. Then, if someone's asked you to do this painkiller and you don't feel comfortable in your body, and there's been text messages all the way up to that point, and then he says I'm not right, and they still trying to force you to go out, AB is probably the person they shouldn't have done it with.
So you're on AB side.
I am. I'll tell you what. I'm on a player welfare side, is what I'm trying to say. If you are, we all know. You all know if you're injured.
Yeah.
You know, as a person, you can go into anywhere, and some people just say, "I can just feel something." You know what's wrong with your body, and that's why part of me is just like he's just too headstrong to actually say, "What's the point of me going out there and making it worse?" You forced me to. Well, I say force. They made him do a painkiller that they said is not recommended.
Right. What is that? It's going to be Toradol, right? Which they supposedly weren't supposed to keep using. Was it a couple of years ago? They banned the use of it. But clearly, I mean, it might be a bit iffy for the NFL if there's suddenly, a focus on, oh, wait a minute, are they still using Toradol secretly?
This is what I'm saying about certain things have been missed off, certain statements now, and not being addressed. So
it's definitely not over.
That statement from the Bucks also suggests they're not putting it all on him. Do you get? I mean, they haven't really rained fire on him.
There's money at stake now. So at the end of the day, he wants. It's a whole lot of money at stake now. So that's true, Sam. That's why he is obviously going to be fighting for the money that he's owed for his contracts. Obviously, he's had some key targets that he was supposed to be able to meet before he actually gets paid like 300 grand or 150 grand, all those types of things. But obviously, I'm sure he's got enough as it is. But I do think that with the Bucks at the moment, funny enough, it's weird. Even though Antonio Brown did himself no favors whatsoever, the way that he exited, if he'd have just literally just walked off the field, just like a normal person, because if you get told you're fired, you're not waiting all day long. If you told me I'm fired at 11 o'clock, I'm gone. Bye. But at the end of the day, is that he could have just walked off to the field, so it looks like he's going to be getting some treatment or something like that. But the whole star jumps, throwing that stuff, peace sign and all that stuff, then that, obviously, to people that are not looking to believe any part of his story, you're giving them fuel. But Bucks, as far as I'm concerned, with them, they knew what they was getting. Tom Brady knew what he was getting. The end of the day is that if you're and as it stands at the moment, and I'm not too sure, but correct me if I'm wrong, he hasn't been released from them in any form of way.
Yeah,
has he been released? Officially right now?
About 45 minutes ago.
Released.
Okay, all right. Well, at that time they took a long time to. But they only released him after, and this is my conspiracy theory thing.
Yeah, after.
That after he said he's going to be taking surgery for the on to finish his season. So if anything, they were still looking at. Not giving him to a potential Super Bowl rival, effectively.
Right.
I think that the way that they've handled things, is extremely poor, and it just looks like, let's rinse this guy, even though we know he's, we all know he's not well. We know what, especially with his exit, Chris, when it came to the Raiders, he clearly wasn't well. He clearly, no one else was taking him. He's got... take him out for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which is very productive, and let's not forget that. Pittsburgh Steelers, he was pretty much faultless until Facebook Live. But then after that, the issues with Raiders and then the Patriots, it's not really many people would actually touch him. But on the field, the man produces, and you can't deny that.
I think what's sad, before we change subject, what's sad to me is if the guy continued either at the Steelers or the Patriots, minus all these issues, he's looking at gold jacket. And I think now that's out the window. All of that is out the window, all of it. And he needs help, and I hope he gets that help. But Chris mentioned it. The fact that he got in his Uber and had the driver playing his single, it's a bit iffy, right? It's a little bit iffy.
I've got to hear this song now.
Yeah, I've not heard it, but...
This is the original.
Oh, man. Is that him? But auto-tune as well.
The music video looks dope, though.
It does, isn't it?
He's got a whole lot of money.
Yeah, you need to put that chain on.
He's got a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. All right, just quick question before we end this one. One, do you guys think that anyone else is going to take him next season?
Cowboys.
Two, do you think that he... two, do you think... Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. And two, do you think that he should actually still be considered for the Hall of Fame? So, Chris, I'll start off with you.
Cowboys, no. Next.
Ooh. Swift. Very swift.
What do you think do you think that someone's character should actually stop them from, being put in the Hall of Fame? Because there's some people on there
to stop people getting put in the Cowboys. I was like, no, absolutely not. What a stupid question. Hall of Fame. I don't know. I mean, George said it, so I hadn't even thought about it until he mentioned it. But I mean, yeah, who knows?
George?
I think he probably will get picked up because he's Antonio Brown and he can still produce. But no, I don't think he should have any entitlement or be included in any kind of link to the Hall of Fame. No.
Sam, Full House?
I think he'll get picked up.
Are you thinking about him for the Cardinals?
No, oh hell no, you don't want him there. No, you need somewhere that probably needs a bit of the experience but can deal with the nonsense for now. So like the Bears, like it wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if he went there and caused up a ruckus because the whole organization is a ruck. So maybe someone like that potentially. Seahawks went and got Josh Gordon and all. They go for anyone that has been out of the league for about 5 years.
But they turned him down, because
for now. For now, but Pete Carroll might leave, so I'm saying.
Oh, he's out, man. He's going.
Yeah,
he's going.
So actually, there's a chance for him to go there. Hall of Fame. It's a difficult one because if you're saying that you can't because he's caused a bit of a problem here and there,
ruckus.
Yeah, then you'd see a lot of people not getting the Hall of Fame. If you're talking about in actual ability and so obviously what he's done, then yes, for me.
It'll be interesting if
and he's got a ring. He's got the ring there as well. I just think there's all the pieces actually to be in the Hall of Fame.
I'm ignoring the last 2 years of the buffoon clown, Antonio Brown, attention seeker that he got. Soon as he, as I said, soon as Facebook Live, he saw how many hits he got or whatever views he was getting. Automatically that changed him from then. Because before then you didn't really heard that much from him. He obviously is a eccentric guy, weird haircuts and all that stuff, but the guy produced. He was the number one wide receiver, full stop, bar none.
Fact, that's a fact.
But then after that, then I don't know, he just decided to go down a different saga. So, but we wish him well. But I'm very sure that there's going to be updates to this story, and we'll be talking about it next week as well. So let's go on to the hot seats. Which coaches do you guys feel should be on the hot seat or will be fired pretty much on Monday? I'll start with you, Sam.
Matt Nagy should be gone. I mean, he should be gone. He should have been gone ages ago. But sorry, that's just low hanging fruit for me. I was so glad you came to me first. But yeah, he has to go. He has to. But we've had this so many times. I know me and George have laughed about this continuously on the show. But how's he got a job in the first place? So, they might as well come and check my Madden record out. I'll do the job. Honestly, they are toast. Honestly, horrendous. But I think that he's obviously. We just spoke about Pete Carroll as well. I think that's a retirement thing for me. But they're the two that probably stand out.
He's not looking to retire. He's talking a lot.
Man.
I'm not saying he's not looking. He needs to retire. The guy
you're going
looks
to
a bit
retire?
shaky. When he's trying to run up to the officials as well, I'm like, mate, your hip is going to go at any moment. Let it go. So, I think his days are numbered.
George?
I'm just thinking. So this is a bit of there'll be a bit of a backfire on this, and I'm not saying that this guy should be fired, but there has been some talk. Brian Flores is a great guy at Miami Dolphins. Now, don't get me wrong. I think he's a great guy. And I have heard a lot of talk about how the players respect him and everything. But there has been talk about the fact that he's wanting to go for Deshaun Watson. To obviously, they took a chance on him. He had the major hip surgery coming out of college and didn't play at so many games. 1-7 started the season, and they won 7 in the bounce, but then they literally broke down against the Titans and had nothing going, which is automatically going to bring up the Deshaun Watson talk again. Now, there was a lot of talk about Brian Flores. He's a great guy and he's done well with the franchise, but there was, and don't get me wrong, it surprised me too. That's why I'm bringing it up, because it surprised me too. But there was also talk about, is he the guy to take them forward? And personally, I think he is, whether they go for Deshaun Watson or not. But it's out there. And to be fair, at first I was like, why would a guy like him? It's like Mike Tomlin's a very respected guy, and Brian Flores, he hasn't achieved the same amount of things as Mike has, but he's held in the upper echelon of in terms of coaches. But I think the issue is when you align your name to, and I'm not saying Tua's awful, when you align your name to someone like Tua, he has the history of the injury and he has the problems. Automatically, there was, especially after Sunday's game, where they scored 3 points. Bless you. It just, it's the NFL. The analysts need something to talk about, and one of the topics was Brian Flores. So I don't know. I don't agree, but it's there. It is there.
I think there's low-hanging fruit for Chris, because I can see what he's going to do. I know him very well now, and I know where he's going to go. Who should be on the hot seat?
Belichick. Definitely get rid of him. He's useless. No, obviously. You're not going to say that though, are you? Can him? He's useless. No, I mean, I think Salah should be on the hot seat. I think if you have the second overall pick and then you end up with the third overall pick again,
True.
So shit.
He has got a big job to do there. Like, it's not like that there were a couple of pieces away from competing for the playoffs. At least they were terrible then when he got there. They're a little bit better now.
I say give all the coaches another chance, guys. Give them all another chance.
Nah, you just want that because there's interest in there. But go on.
No, Chris has a point, because that's the one thing I will say before you go, Dre. Because in this league, it's a win yesterday. I want to win yesterday. I want the Super Bowl yesterday. Like, that's how it goes. So when you get these coaches who are maybe in their first year or second year, as soon as literally it hits the fan, and like you said, a lot of these teams, they're not one piece away, they're multiple pieces away. Is it really fair that these coaches aren't getting enough time? Like, Salah, and he's got Zach Wilson, who has looked okay at times, but they need a lot more firepower. Is it fair to then go, right, you're out after 1 or 2 seasons? Like, it's the nature of the game, sadly, but I don't quite think it's fair, really, is it?
It's fair. It's fair with who I'm picking, Joe Judge.
It's fair for you,
that's
Giants.
it.
Yeah.
I am done. That is it. I want you, Gettleman, gone. So you've had 2 years now, 2 years, and we've gone from being okay to being even worse. We were the actual bottom-ranked team in the whole of the NFL. I've never seen that happen at all.
They're doing a great job.
He should be gone now. And all that rah-rah talk with the pom-poms and, we're going to get them, and all these, messaging words that he says that could be read off of a script. Out. It's done. It's over. Especially the last thing that he did when he's, could be getting us done for tampering as well. That's it. It's over. That's it. Finished.
No.
You've got 2 top 10 picks in the draft.
But I don't want him with them. Gettleman can't be picking them. That's it. I've had enough. It's done. It's over.
You guys signed Golladay for $72 million.
0
Golladay
touchdowns.
He's done nothing. Absolutely nothing. Get rid of all your management. Get rid of them all. It's atrocious. I wouldn't trust him with them picks.
No, he wants
I disagree.
to continue.
Oh,
that definitely.
Yeah, they need to stay. They need to stay. I like what they're doing there.
No,
brings me great entertainment.
I am moving off the Giants because they suck, and I've had enough of them. Right, let's look at Jim Harbaugh, current Michigan coach, former 49ers head coach. I really rank this guy. I think he's great. Now, there's strong rumors that he's going to be leaving and going to an NFL team. Now, where do you guys feel that is the best team for him to be able to, kind of win the Super Bowl or at least get to the championship finals? I'll start off with you, Chris.
I mean, he coached an NFL team, right? So he coached 49ers, right? It took them to Super Bowl and then went and coached college. Is he just now another college coach? Don't know. Has he still got the magic?
You think he's lost it? Well, I mean, to be honest with you, like he went from them being decent to them having a really bad time. There was a real rocky time. Then now he's brought them back up to contention for the championship. Now, obviously, it looks like from his past that he leaves when things are at least stable. I think now is the best time for him to leave before it goes down again. I feel there's lots of teams that aren't too far away. Broncos. There's rumors about them replacing the head coach there. There's obviously the Raiders who need a head coach. There's other teams that are like not too far away. Obviously the Saints are a team that maybe not need a change, and obviously Seahawks as well. But George, who are you thinking?
So firstly, correct me if I'm wrong. He's at Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's at Michigan now, yeah.
And they beat Ohio in that rivalry of a game, which is huge. I think it's the first time in 7 or 8 years. So I'm with Chris on one element. I think I'm sure he's getting on now, right? He's not your young spring chicken.
No.
He's definitely not down there in the age group. But he does have a track record. You mentioned some good names like the Broncos for one. But I feel like if he does come back, a good place for him to go would be to the Jags. Obviously, Urban Meyer. I'll tell you why. Urban Meyer obviously did his dance and completely, I don't know what he thought he was doing. He wasn't ready and he'll never get a job again, in my opinion. But the Jags are basically starting afresh again, right? It depends which path he wants to go down. If he's looking at wanting to come back and build another legacy, I'm saying the Jags. They, Lawrence has his questions, to be fair. He does have his question mark above his head. But if you're looking to, level playing field, start again, do things your way, bring in the guys that you want, I think the Jags isn't a bad shout. I do like the Broncos because I think they've got a great scenario going on there, and Rodgers might even end up there. So that's another thing to think about. But I quite like the Jags for him. I do.
I think that's I think he's got a big ass job there if he goes there.
It is a big job. But he's got the track record. So
Sam,
I think the Raiders. I was looking at it before. Obviously, when we were discussing this, might be one of the topics. I think it's more of an attractive piece. The Jaguars is a risk. Anyone going in there because no one has got it right. No one.
That's bad, isn't it?
For me, the Jags. I love you NFL, but the Jags are a big market employer. Like if we're going to send any team anywhere, it doesn't matter. We'll send the Jags. They're just collateral to the league for me. They're whipping boys, and they're great entertainment for everyone.
Whipping boys.
They are, but
Jags. He speaks for himself. Again, any corporate hospitality is
I like the Jags.
More than welcome.
My favourite player is the mascot. That was unreal when he jumped the pigeon. It was unreal. He's class. But anyway, he's. I just don't think, like you said, have you got a nice cushy number, getting paid probably a decent amount of money in the college coaching a college team? Yes. Stay, earn your money, look great, or go to the Jags and work with what exactly? Do you know what I mean?
That's a fair point.
No,
if he goes to the Raiders, like you said, he's going to get the chance to eventually pick a quarterback because obviously Derek Carr's getting older. If you go to the Jags, you're kind of stuck with Trevor Lawrence.
I think the other thing as well. Is we're looking in. I know we've just mentioned the Bears as well. Again, for me, that is a job for a new young coach to come in and just reinvent the team. Whereas I think the Raiders is a good seat for someone just to sit in and, like you said, make a few tweaks in the future, sort of in terms of maybe 2 or 3 seasons. You probably have got your team molded how you probably want it. Whereas I think the Bears is going to be a long time. The Jags is an eternity. So that's what I'm saying. It's probably not the best thing. I know we're talking about the Harbaughs, but I actually think his brother is someone you need to watch about maybe actually moving on from the Ravens.
Really?
That would be so funny if you replaced one.
It would
another.
be funny.
With the other.
I don't think.
Do you think that?
I generally think that. I was going to bring it up in the last one, but more I think about it, I don't think he suits Jackson. I just think they need someone else there as well. So maybe they can do.
I think he's too. I think you got to look at, like, you know, for someone like Harbaugh is getting paid a lot of money where he is. He's always in contention. Now for a championship. He could actually just go into the Raiders and actually make them into AFC Championship contenders. Easily. They've got a good base there. And a great ownership, and I think that he'll get the support that he needs. I would, if I was him, I'd definitely be looking there. If obviously, probably the main decisions will be if like Pete Carroll's going to go, and if so, because obviously I think if it's Pete Carroll or Russell Wilson, I think that they're going to be choosing Russell Wilson, and then there's an opportunity there, and they're not too far off as well. I don't know. I think it'll be quite interesting to see.
I guess.
Yeah, what is open? Well, there'll be a lot of. Don't worry, it's not going to be long before there's a lot of seats open. Don't worry. Monday morning, that's definitely happening. So let's talk about Chris's team, the Washington football team, and their big name change.
Here we go.
Here we go. God, here we go. Let's talk about their big name change that's supposed to happen on February the 2nd. Now, Washington have done only what Washington could do. There was a choice that was given to people, options, which is the Admirals, Armada, Brigade, Commanders, Defenders, Presidents, Red Hogs, or Senators. I think there's Red Tails as well. I heard that too. But they did a semi teaser reveal where they decided to speak to some of the old players, have them looking at this blurred out helmet, but forgot that actually if you look at in the window, you can actually see the logo of what they're going to be revealing on the 2nd.
Haven't seen that.
Which looks like to everyone that is the Admirals.
Really?
Really?
I didn't know that, Dre. I didn't know you had that solid proof.
So
I hadn't heard that. Oh, mad.
So if you look at the reflection, Washington did only what they could do, which is mess up their own reveal, clown organization as per usual. But before I go on, Chris, what is your number one? Well, what's your take on this bungle yet again that your team has done? And then also, is that the right name that you would like them to choose?
I'm not happy.
Oh no!
Because I didn't know that. I didn't know about that, and I heard that it was going to be Commanders and now I see Eustace sauce inside the NFL.
and also, if you type in Washington Admirals, this is the thing that is the cherry on top. It directs you straight to the Washington football team.
It also does that if you type in Washington Pigtails. So
Washington
that means nothing. Type Washington Pigtails. It goes to the website as well.
Are you happy? Are you happy with the potential rumor change if they're going to go ahead?
No, I don't even think they should have changed it from Washington Football Team.
You reckon you like it as it is?
I agree.
Yeah,
I mean, what it is. I mean, let's be honest. Everyone's always going to hate it, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
But Admirals. There was the Amsterdam Admirals. Love. In WLAF. Love a bit of that. But. Well, whatever. We'll see.
I don't like
Chris, they're picking up the pieces of his team's bungle yet again. But what do you guys think about the potential name change and also their mess up when it comes to this reveal?
How one of the most all eyes are on you, right? Your franchise in recent history has been shattered by every news outlet on the planet, and then you go and do a reveal in your knife board office with a huge reflection. What are they doing? Is it that difficult? Firstly, it's atrocious. Secondly, I don't like the name. Well, it's not up to me, but I don't like that name at all. I'm with Chris. Washington football team has a ring. It's got a ring to it. Not
right you used to it now.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. The new name, people are going to trash on it until however many years down the line. But the fact that they've potentially ruined it ruins the whole thing now. I can't stand the name. To be fair, like I much prefer Washington football team. It just sounds so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even make out what that is. Like, what?
Harbaugh.
Yeah,
Sam, what's your view?
Wait, that's not the logo, is it?
No, God, no.
Obviously not. They can never get the rights from Star Wars.
They're looking to get properly sued.
I was like,
and that's the reason why. Because I think the Red Tails was the rumored favourite. That was one of the ones they were looking at. Red Caps as well, something like that. But I think
Red Coats they should go for. That would really endear them to the American population.
Oh, it's such a trash name.
It sounds horrendous. It really does. I think I would agree with George. I think it should just stay Washington football team. I think people have kind of got used to that, to be honest, as well. Like, and then don't leave yourself open now for this.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even say it, Dre. So this is going to be fun in the next.
Hey, look, it's a nice little distraction for a minute from my team. So anyway, let's move on to NFL Week 18 fixtures. So I'm going to get you guys to give your quick picks. I'll read them out, and you guys say who you think is going to win. So I'm going to start off with you, Chris, because you look like you're suffering. So I'm going to go for you. So Broncos versus the Chiefs. I think they're at the Chiefs. That is, the Broncos at the Chiefs. Who have you got?
Well, I mean, Week 18 is interesting because you don't know who's going to get rested last minute. Do you know what I mean? And like any teams that have got through to the playoffs, a lot of them are going to be fielding, backups or reserves. So it gets harder to pick. So I don't know I think Mahomes might be getting rested. I would be right. I think Mahomes, Kelsey, and Hill are getting rested. Broncos are still in the hunt, right?
Yeah.
I think they've been eliminated, haven't they?
No, actually, no. Sorry, my bad.
Broncos are done.
Broncos are eliminated.
So then, who knows what's going to happen because no one's trying to win this game. So
you got
a coin. Broncos.
Sam?
I'm still going Chiefs because as much as what you've just said there, the Chiefs still actually need to win this game.
And George?
I was going to say Broncos because a lot of their players, like Gordon, are playing for new contracts, but I'm going to say the Chiefs because they're still the Chiefs, and I'm sure they're back up to more than capable of beating the Broncos.
Right, so this game is on Saturday, by the way.
If Mahomes is playing, if they don't rest people, then sure. Chiefs, obviously.
Let's go to the Eagles versus the Cowboys. Sam, who you got with that?
Cowboys.
This is on Saturday night / Sunday morning. Cowboys
I think the Cowboys will win. Again, they got a little bit more riding on this, I think, for me. So I think the Cowboys.
George?
I'm going to say Eagles. And I'll explain just quickly because both teams are already in. Cowboys are very up and down. They'll demolish teams one week and then not turn up the next. And I don't think Dak is fully healthy. I'll just say it right now. So I'm going to go with Eagles and their formidable rushing attack. And they've got a lot to prove. So I'm going Eagles.
Chris?
Yeah, I agree with George. I think there's a trap game for Dallas. And, I can never say I want to see Dallas win. So that was an easy decision. Even though the Eagles did beat us, the Cowboys battered us. So,
well,
big game.
Don't worry, you're going to get your points up against my lowly team.
I hope not at this point. I want a higher draft pick at this point.
No.
Mike Clennon keeps it neck and neck as always.
Giants, if you're gonna fail, just make sure you fail properly. Don't do mess up you mess up our pick. Just really, really lose. Just like literally just send out anyone. Like our play, whoever. Tank. Chris, who you got for your team against mine, Giants and Washington?
Well, I think us because we're the more quality outfit, but I hope you win, so we go high draft pick.
Sam, who you got?
Washington Admirals presidents, red tails.
Whoever you are, George.
Yeah, it's the Washington football team. So I'm sorry, Giants needed a hard look in the mirror, man.
Well, let's move on to Baker Mayfield's
wait,
Browns.
Gray, who are you picking?
In it.
Well, I just don't care, and I just want the season over and done with. All right, so kicking me when I'm down. Don't worry, you'll be back down soon. Don't worry. Let's move on to the Browns at the Bengals. Start off with you, Sam. Who have you got? Baker Mayfield's out, by the way.
Oh, then the Browns.
Oh. I see why you say that.
Also,
I think
the Bengals. I think the Bengals will rest people.
They have, yeah. Burrow's out and Mixon is out.
Yeah, I think they all just get a bit of a rest. So, yeah, the Browns.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah, Browns, and I'm worried because I heard a rumor that Washington might be looking to send our 9th overall pick to the Browns for Baker Mayfield. If that happens, I think I might walk into the ocean.
Wow. You don't want that, man. You don't want.
No,
I'm putting everything in the air that happens. Please.
If anyone, you probably.
You already got a decent QB as it is. You know, your backup is decent. Better than Baker.
Kyle Allen. Ex-Giant Kyle Allen.
Oh, yeah.
The only guy that swept us in a season when he was playing for you. Unbelievable.
George?
Browns.
All right. So let's move on to the Ravens at the Steelers. Nice game, that is. George, who you got?
See, I don't know if Lamar is going to be back. I still don't think he will. And they're still in the hunt.
They've got a handy replacement. Don't worry about that.
So Steelers at the Ravens, right? Because that was Big Ben's last home game.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So, do you know what? Ravens.
Chris?
Tyler Huntley, all day, legend.
And please, I wish there could be a way he'll come to us. But anyway, Sam?
No, why would he do that? Ravens.
All right, he'll get picked up, you know.
Yeah, please. But sensibly someone, whose T-shirt I'm wearing. The Lions versus the Packers. Sam, who you got?
Really? Are we actually doing this one, are we? Oh, Packers.
You know what? The Lions were decent last time. I remember Aaron Rodgers definitely ain't playing. That's for sure. No? You're still sticking with it? All right.
Yeah.
Chris?
I mean, wouldn't it be funny if the Lions won the last game of the season against the Packers? But it's not going to happen. So,
You know what? They are going to sit down Devontae Adams, and Aaron Rodgers definitely ain't playing. So it's only going to be B-level people. B team is going to be playing.
Yeah, but the B team is still really good. All their backup wide receivers are great.
It'll be like,
their backup running backs as good as a number one pick running back. So.
See, Lions, I'm trying to give you love. Let's see if it's a full house.
Is it Dude Love? Or whatever his name is.
Jordan Love. Dude
Love.
He's not great. I'll tell you this. I'll pick the Packers, but I think the Lions will make it close because they got some firepower. I'm on St. Ra and Reynolds. Love isn't great, but like Chris said, too many of their weapons, too much for the Lions defense. So Packers.
All right, George. The Jaguars the Colts. Yeah, that's good. Right.
I will say.
Why are you putting these ones in? This is so.
No. I'll tell you this before I say Colts. I will just say this: Colts haven't beat the Jaguars at the Jaguars in 7 years, and we're playing the Jags away.
Powerfully bad stat there, George.
Bro, 7 years. 7 years. So I'm gonna go Colts, obviously, but that's a worrying stat. It's a long time to not win at somewhere for 7 years, but I'm still gonna go Colts.
Chris?
Yeah, maybe it's the trap game. I'm going to go with the 7-year curse. Jags.
A
blowout.
I really hope you're wrong, guys.
After all that trash talk I just gave him, the Colts. I can't do it.
Yeah. We're winning, so.
You know what? Jags ain't welcome you back again. So any corporate hospitality, do remember who's been talking smack about your team.
I am Mr. Hospitality.
Yeah, not me. I think Lawrence going to stick 5 bills on him.
Chris, I'll get you to start off with the Vikings and the Bears. Who you got?
That's probably Vikings still. The Bears are in disarray. If Fields is starting, who knows how that could go. Hasn't gone very well most of the time.
George?
Kirk will be back from COVID list, so it's the Vikings. I'll still go Vikings. I know they're out, but Vikings.
Sam?
Yeah, I think it's a trash game.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Bears.
That's the correct answer.
Different.
Wow. Right, let's go with the Texans and the Titans. Who have you got, Sam?
Titans. I still think.
Chris?
Texans. I think Davis Mills balls out, and I think the Titans are resting people now they're in the playoffs.
George?
I like what you just said there. David Mills is actually looking okay. Titans more the rest guys, and their defense has been shaky at certain points in the year. So I'm going to say Texans too, actually.
All right. Falcons at the Saints. I don't know if at the Saints, but anyway, versus the Saints. George?
Saints.
Chris?
About that one.
Saints are still in the hunt. Although they need other games, other games
Saints,
to go their way.
Saints, yeah.
Sam?
Saints, yeah.
Right. I'm going to go with the Seahawks with this one. Seahawks and Cardinals. Chris, who you got?
Obviously the Cardinals.
George?
I think it'll be closer than we think because Russ will be like, I'm still here, but Cardinals.
And yeah. Sam?
Let me think about this one. Cardinals.
I'm going to go a blowout to the Seahawks, definitely.
Get back in your box.
Let's go with the Bills and Jets. Chris, who you got?
Bills, obviously.
Sam?
Do the Bills? Does this matter to the Bills? Because I think they will rest. I think they'll rest heavy. I think the Jets. After watching them as well the other week, I'm going to go with Jets.
That's decent.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Jets.
Well.
George, this is what these lesser teams do. They try and show who is actually still balling. But I'm sorry, it's still going to be the Bills. It won't be the Jets.
Wow.
Yeah,
no faith.
Yeah, listen to what you're saying, Sam. The Jets are not beating the Bills.
No.
Week 18 doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right, Bucks and Panthers. George, who you got?
Bucks. Yeah, Bucks.
Chris?
Bucks.
Sam?
The Bucks, and they sign Antonio Brown at half time, and then he jumps on for the third quarter.
I'm going to go for the Panthers. There's disarray. There's disarray here in the Bucks. It's Godwin's out.
Yeah.
Got to go for it. Right, Dolphins and Patriots.
How many more are there?
There's two. We got two more.
It's a torture session. We held hostage with predictions.
Patriots.
Who you got?
Patriots.
Chris?
Patriots, get me out of here.
Yeah.
George Fullhouse?
Patriots, yeah.
I'm building up to the big game now. Right. Rams 49ers. Big game. That's a decent game, though. Right. Who you got, Chris?
Rams, they feed Cooper Kupp, get him over Calvin Johnson's record for single season yards, and he'll still get snubbed for the MVP by Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
But I do like Cooper Kupp. George, who you got?
49ers. They've beat the Rams in the last 5 occasions. They ain't going to stop now.
Good man. Sam?
Rams, they need to win. Because if we do, they lose the championship. So, yeah.
It's a big game, man. It's a big game.
Let's get to the big game. This is one I'm hyped about. Raiders and Chargers. This is the game. Win and you're in. George, who have you got?
So I'm going to quickly throw this stat out. If the Jags beat the Colts and the Raiders and the Chargers agree to tie, both the Raiders and the Chargers make the playoffs. So I leave you with that. But I'm going to go Chargers.
Chris?
I don't know. I mean, Willie, obviously, who works with me, massive Raiders fan, and he knows he always warns me never to believe in the Raiders. So
you beat us, though. They beat us.
Yes.
But that's the thing. Occasionally, they'll win and keep the hope alive. They'll blow on the flame every now and again just before it goes completely out. But I still think the Chargers. He says nothing worries him more than watching their secondary. So I think, Justin Herbert's just going to send 400-yard game.
Yeah.
Sam, who you got?
Yeah, no, Herbert's going to be dropping bombs. So, yeah, I think it'll be not even close, actually. I actually don't think it will be that close. I think they're actually...
I'm going with the Chargers.
They ain't got that
Herbert is that guy.
Yeah, no Darren Waller. You're missing your Pro Bowl tight end. So
just before we go, Sam, you wasn't there, and also Chris, you wasn't there. Right, just really quickly, I know your choice already, George, but Herbert or sorry, just Herbert or Burrows. Who you got? You're drafted now, and don't bring up Kyler.
No, I'm not going to bring up Kyler. But how are we basing this? When you say drafting, as if we've seen them.
Your number one draft pick. You redrafting. Kyler Murray doesn't exist in your universe. He's a baseball player.
What team?
Who you got?
But what team am I drafting?
Your team.
Into the Cardinals?
Yeah.
Oh, Herbert.
Chris?
Yeah, Herbert.
He moves a bit
Burrow,
more.
right? I think, Trey.
I'm a Herbert fanboy.
Oh, clean sweep.
But I do like Burrows. I do like what the little chip on his shoulder.
He's great.
Little swag that he's got. I do. He's grown on me. He's definitely grown on me. Yeah. So the jersey will be at the back soon.
Him and Chase is the combination. If you got him I'd take the pair.
Yeah.
I would take Burrow and Chase over Keenan Allen and Herbert. If I was going to go for a pair.
I agree.
Well, once again, we failed to do the hurry up. We've done, and I think it's because Chris is on the show. Every time Chris is on the show, it goes over. But it's good content. We give it to you. We
your introductions and your predictions. Keeping everyone
and we are definitely demonetized because of our Antonio Brown listening session as well. So.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But thanks again, guys, for joining me. Obviously, we got a lot of big things coming up, and we got. The lock of the week come in.
Or lock over the.
I've got to get the padlock first, but
I'm gonna get one too.
Definitely, but we will catch you guys next week. This time next week, where we'll give you our predictions and all the news coming from the land and the world of Antonio Brown. I'm very sure that 3/4 of the show is going to be about him. But until then, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.